Now, dear students, chapter number 4, motion in a plane, and we have the second lecture regarding to the uniform circular motion. So, uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. This is the first point of the discussion we have in this lecture. Okay. Now, second one, centripetal acceleration. What actually the centripetal acceleration we have in the uniform circular motion? Now next we will discuss the centripetal acceleration, expression of the centripetal acceleration along with its direction, and what will happen if the object is moving with the in the concern of the non-uniform circular motion. So what will be the possible direction of the net acceleration we have. Okay, so one by one we are just taking all the topics to complete this one. So in the previous lecture we have stated that the uniform circular motion is a motion in which an object is or the particle is moving on a circular path and moving with a constant speed. That's mean it covers the equal distance and equal interval of time on the circumference. So it is called the uniform circular motion. So here just I am just making the concern that the particle is moving on a circular path. Okay, so it's a radius vector, the radius of the circular path, that is called the r, and at the each point on a circular path, suppose this one point is the a, this is the b, this is the c we have, and this is the d. So at the each point we are just representing its linear velocity by the help of the, that mean tangent, that is called the v. Okay, velocity vector we have. By the help of the tangent we are just representing the velocity vector. So this is the concept of the velocity vector we have. So somehow we can say that as the speed is the constant, so why it is called the accelerated motion? So the direction of the velocity continuously changing, so that makes the change in velocity with respect to time. So we can easily say that the uniform circular motion is an example of the accelerated motion. So that's why reason we are just raising this one question. So one of the general explanation which I have given, that on a circular path magnitude of velocity remains constant, but due to change of direction of velocity produces acceleration, so it is called the accelerated motion. Now we have the concept of the centripetal acceleration. So whenever the object is moving on a circular path, so the necessary acceleration which develop which act towards the center and along the radius due to the change in velocity with respect to time. So it is called the centripetal acceleration. This is the centripetal acceleration, and all the time whenever the particle is moving on a circular path, so necessarily it's a direction towards the center along the radius. So how can it is possible? So we will discuss in the part of the derivation that how can we discuss the formula of the centripetal acceleration. So a particle showing the uniform circular motion is acted upon by an acceleration which directed along the radius towards the center of a circular path is called the centripetal acceleration. So now we will discuss the formula. Now for the expression, we are just assuming the particle is moving on a circular path. So we are just assuming the particle is moving on a circular path. So this is the center O, and this is the radius vector, that is called the r vector we have, and the particle is reaching to the another point. Okay, so another at the another position, that is called the, that mean q is there, and initially the particle at the p. Okay, now at the at the q, the radius vector, that is called the r dash vector we have. Now as we know that at the particle is moving on a circular path, so its velocity vector can be represented by the tangent, by the help of the tangent. So this one is called the v vector we have. Here we have also the velocity vector, that is called the v dash vector. Okay, so here we are just getting the one of the basic information, that the radius vector r vector is perpendicular to the velocity vector, that is called the v vector, and at the point q, here also the radius vector r dash vector is perpendicular to the v dash vector. So in the given interval of the time, it makes the concern of the angle, that is called the delta theta. Okay, somehow we are just making the displacement of a particle. that from P to Q, and general the displacement of a particle is given by the delta R vector. Okay. So whenever the time interval approaches to the 0, so the delta theta is also approaches to 0, so the PQ code will be worked as a arc. Okay. Now for the simplicity, we are just assuming the velocity vector by a common point in the plane. So I am just assuming at the place of the O, that is called the A, and I am just taking the velocity vectors on the point A. Okay. So this one is one of the general method we have. Now this one is the velocity vector, that is called the V vector. Okay. And another vector that is called the V dash vector. Okay. So this is called the V dash vector we have. Okay. Now we are just getting the third vector, that is called the change in velocity. So I am just doing the nomination A, B and the C. Okay. So the B to C will make the concern of the change in velocity, and change in velocity, that is called the vector V dash minus vector V. Okay. So here we are just assuming that the OP is equal to the OQ. So both the sides are that mean equal. Both are the opposite sides we have. Now so the angles, those are that mean opposite angle will also be the same. Okay. Now we have to be prove the symmetry of the two triangles, that mean QOP is similar to the triangle that mean BAC. So somehow we can say that, how can we justify it? Now how can I prove that mean I am assuming that the R vector is perpendicular to the velocity vector V at the point P, and similar how the R dash vector is also the perpendicular to the V dash vector. So whatever the angle is particle is making from P to Q, so the same angle which is also formed by a velocity vector, that is called the delta theta. Okay. Now the length of the velocity vector is also the same, so the opposite angles, this is also the theta and this is also the theta. Okay. So we can easily say that by the property of the AAA, angle property. Okay. So we can say that QOP is delta theta, so somehow R is perpendicular to the V and R dash is perpendicular to the V. So in whatever the time interval the position, that means radius vector is making the angle theta, the same angle which is also made by the velocity vector, that is also the theta. Okay. And the R vector and the R dash vector both are equal, so the opposite angle will also equal. So similar how the velocity vectors also equal, V vector is equal to the V dash vector. Okay. So we can say that the opposite angle will also the equal. Okay. So if in the two triangle the three things are same, that mean A are same, angle and angle are the same, so we can assume the sides of the ratio of the two triangle will be equal. Okay. By concept of AAA property, triangle POQ is same is triangle that mean BAC. Okay. So somehow we can say that the ratio of corresponding sides will be equal, because all the three angles are same. So we can say that in the triangle the corresponding ratio of the corresponding sides will be, that is PQ upon OQ, that is equal to BC upon AB. Okay. So this one is one of the basic representation we have. Now we are just giving the proper representation. So PQ is to be represented by the delta R, and OQ is nothing but it is simply the radius vector, that is called the R vector. VC is equal to change in velocity, and the AB is regarding to the velocity vector. Okay. Now we are just separating. So the general two equations we have, equation number 1 and the equation number 2. Now I am just separating the meaning of the uh, delta V is equal to 1 upon R, and delta R into V we have. This is the equation number 3, and on the both side we are just dividing by the delta T. Okay, divide equation 3 on both side by the delta T. So what actually I am getting, delta V upon delta T is 1 upon R, that is called the delta R upon delta T dot V. Okay, so this one portion is regarded the change in velocity with respect to time interval change. Okay, so I am just saying this one is the acceleration, but it is a type of the acceleration which having the name that is called the centripetal acceleration. 1 upon R is there, delta R upon displacement upon time is called the meaning of the velocity, and this one is the V. So we are just getting the magnitude of the formula, that is called the V upon V square upon R. So this is the general formula we have of the centripetal acceleration by the equation number 4. Now we have the another formula, that is V is equal to omega R. So we can use the equation number 5 in the 4. So the centripetal acceleration having the another formula, that is omega square R square upon R. So whenever we are just simplifying it, so we are just getting that omega square R. So this is the another formula of the centripetal acceleration. Okay. So we have discussed the formula of the centripetal acceleration as and as per the nature, as we are just watching, so necessarily its direction, that means towards the center along the radius at any point on a circular path, and in uniform circular motion the centripetal acceleration represent the net acceleration of a particle. Now to discuss the direction of the centripetal acceleration, we are just assuming further the same direction diagram, as we can say that the POQ is the similar to the BAC. Okay, so here just we can. Now as we have discussed that the velocity vector is perpendicular to the radius vector, and v dash vector is perpendicular to the r dash vector. So somehow we have can say that in the triangle POQ and the BAC, two are the similar triangles. So we can say that delta that mean delta V vector is perpendicular to the delta R vector, okay, displacement vector, and it will act at the normal bisector to this point. So we can say that easily, so it will act along this direction. Okay, it will bisect the displacement vector. So possibly the direction of the, that means change in velocity, makes the concern of the direction of the acceleration. We can easily say that the centripetal acceleration is equal to, that is called the change in velocity with respect to, that means time. Okay, it makes the concern of the direction of the acceleration. Okay, so this is the that general concept we have. So probably the direction of the acceleration towards the center along the radius at each point on the circular path. Now some points of the remember regarding to the uniform circular motion. In uniform circular motion, the direction of velocity given by tangent and magnitude of velocity remains constant, because we are just assuming that V is equal to omega R. This is the general formula we have. Second, the magnitude of AC also remains constant. and AC act towards center along radius. Third, the resultant acceleration will act towards the center in uniform circular motion. Fourth, expression of resultant acceleration in non uniform circular motion. Now we are just assuming the particle is moving on a circular path, but showing the non-uniform circular motion. So its acceleration having due to the variable velocity, it having its acceleration having the tangential component. So the tangential acceleration is given by the AT. Okay, due to the change in that means speed. Okay. So whenever we are just getting the resultant of these two vectors, so we are just getting the resultant between the two vectors, those are acting. Okay, so the tangential acceleration can be given by the dy by dt of the velocity, linear velocity. Okay, so and the acceleration, that is called the centripetal acceleration, that is called the v square by r, and sometimes it is also called the radial acceleration also. So whenever we are just making the resultant of these two vectors, so we can say that the a net is equal to, that means square of the component, that means a tangential square plus a centripetal square. Okay, so this one is a possible formula of the net acceleration which not act towards the center along the radius. So okay, so this one having its own particular direction. Now in the uniform circular motion, the centripetal acceleration, that is called the AC, is not a constant vector, is not a constant vector. Okay, so this is another statics we have. Okay, so these are the general formation of the uniform circular motion. So we have discussed some of the topics, those are in the uniform circular motion.